Hello, this is Rory with the Love Chat, and today, let's talk about Valentine's Day. Okay, I was going to make this video the day before Valentine's Day, but I'm going to make it today. It's going to be a My Thoughts style video where I just kind of leave the microphone on and talk. So I think a lot of people are really worried about Valentine's Day, and I'll be honest with you, when I was in a breakup, I never worried about Valentine's Day. And maybe it's just because I thought of it as just another day. It's nothing special. Now, of course, in this video, we're going to talk about all the different topics like, what if they reach out on Valentine's Day? What if I find out they're dating someone else on Valentine's Day? What do I do then? But ultimately, the real, blunt truth is that it's just another day. And I want to be really, really honest with you guys, because I know that, we're all really worried. Right? You're going through a breakup. It's not easy. It sucks. It's unfair. It's hard to deal with. And we always think that the things that we're going through are 10 times more painful during the time when we're going through them. And yet, when you spend some time away from them, right? Like, 4 or 5 months out of the breakup, and you're able to look back and go, all right, that probably wasn't as painful as I made it, but in the moment, it felt painful. And how many times have you heard people describe breakups as one of the most painful things that they can ever go through? And I'm with you. I get it. I'm on your side. But what if this is just another day? What if Valentine's Day isn't special at all? It's just another day. And so I'm going to get a lot of calls and a lot of emails and a lot of comments that say, but what if? But what if they get with somebody on Valentine's Day? Okay, well, what if they get with somebody on Tuesday? It's going to hurt the same way. You do the same sets of things. What if they are on a date and they post it on social media? But you're not supposed to be looking at social media. And if you see it, that's okay. Because you and I know that after a breakup, one of the things that your ex likely needs to do regarding most situations, not all, but most, is they need to go comparison shop, right? They need to go see what else is out there. And so maybe it's on Valentine's Day. And you'd think to yourself, well, what are the implications of that? I mean, they're hanging out on Valentine's Day. No, they're hanging out on Friday. The truth of the matter is that Valentine's Day is built up to be this big, tremendous holiday of love, and it's really just not. It's not. It's a commercialized holiday built around getting you to go out and spend money. That's truly it. At least that's what it's turned into. Maybe that wasn't the original intention, but that's what it is today. And the other half of you are going to say, well, what if my ex reaches out on Valentine's Day? Because, whether it's real or not real or whatever, they might reach out. It's possible. And yeah, it is. But that doesn't mean that you change your plan or execute it differently. You still say, hey, it's great to hear from you. Maybe strike up a conversation for a couple of minutes and then remind them that you'd like to go on a date with them. And if they say no, hey, no problem, but you should only really be contacting me if that's what you want. I've made my boundaries very clear. And then you wish them a good day. Go buy yourself some discount chocolate the next day, and that's really it. My main problem with Valentine's Day is that it's just another day, but people make it doom themselves. They make it like Christmas or like New Year's that have a bit more implications behind it. But the reality of Valentine's Day is that it's just another day. There's nothing special about it. You think there is. You've been told there is. But why? In fact, really, you can make this argument about any day. You could say Christmas is just another day. New Year's is just another day. Now, it has implications outside the context of relationships, sure. But we're not talking about outside the context of the relationships. This is the whole channel. Relationships, breakups, reconciliation, dating. So I just think that so many people doom themselves and they say, well, what if I don't hear from my ex? Well, then you didn't hear from your ex on Friday. You might hear from them on Saturday or 3 months from this Saturday. It doesn't really make any sort of difference, but people think it's supposed to. So many of you are wondering, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen on Valentine's Day? Is my heart going to be broken again? Is it going to be full because they reached out? What's happening next to me? And I would encourage you to find something to do on Valentine's Day. And if you need something to do on Valentine's Day, I'm going to be doing a live stream. Oh, yes, you heard me right. I, Rory from the Love Chat, am going to be doing a live stream on Valentine's Day Probably around like 5 p.m., I think. That seems like a good time. And I want to be clear that I still encourage you to go out and hang out with your friends and have other things to do. But if you don't have anything to do and nobody's around to hang out and you think you're going to be alone, well, come hang out with us. We'll have some fun, we'll answer some questions, and maybe through our live stream, and maybe we'll even go over an hour, I don't know yet, but we'll see. Through our live stream, maybe you can feel just a little more relaxed about what is essentially, at its very core, just another day. It's nothing special. There's no reason to panic. And I know so many people are going to panic, and I wish I could, talk to each and every one of you personally, but the reality is that we've built up in our mind all of this pain and suffering. We think we're supposed to be sad. And of course, breakups are a sad thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if you don't hear from your ex on Valentine's Day, we build that up to be an extra injury, another wound. And it's just not the case. It's not Valentine's Day, it's Friday. And on Friday, you're busy. You got stuff to do. You have self-work to do. You have to hit the gym, meditate, write in your journal, call your counselor, call your best friend, go out for drinks. Do something interesting or new that is exciting or fun or I've always wanted to try that or whatever. Because you're a wonderful person. And Valentine's Day is nothing but a corporate scheme to get you to go out and spend money on dinner and chocolate and balloons and flowers, etc. Go spend more. The only thing you need to spend on Valentine's Day is time with yourself. Figure out how you're doing. And if you like, at 5 p.m. Eastern, spend time with us. We'll be live streaming. And we'd love to have you there. So I guess the point of this video was to remind you that you know what you're doing. You know what to do, and you're stronger than you believe. And if they reach out on Valentine's Day, cool. Your values, your boundaries, those haven't changed. If they don't reach out on Valentine's Day, Friday, nothing's changed. It's okay. Give it time, patience, love. You're doing so much better than you think you are. I promise. Hope to see you there at 5 p.m. Eastern on Friday. I'll talk to you all next time.